All right, folks. It continues on. It just something you got to stay ahead of, right? So 11 months ago today, like 11 months ago to this day, is when I had my big operation to remove the huge tumor off of this side of my face. It was a basal cell carcinoma, and that's really the if you're going to have cancer, that's the easiest one to have because they can remove it and you're pretty much done with it. Didn't have to take any chemo or anything like that. If you haven't watched the old videos, like I've got a whole series of the old videos, and I hesitate to put more of the kind of gruesome footage out there because the way things are nowadays. It's tough putting that stuff out. But you can see if you go back and look, there was 300 stitches. My ear was cut loose, and then all this was one big flap. The hole was about the size of a silver dollar that was in my face. They cut this whole side of my face, pulled it over. Now, I've got this tiny little pucker here that my doctor keeps trying to get me to fix, but I'm not worried about it. Gives me a little character, right? There's somebody chiming in. Gives me a little character, so I'm not worried about the little pucker right here. But all in all, like you couldn't ask for a better result for such a major um, defect being corrected on your face. That's the feeling is getting back to normal. Some of this is still numb, and I really still can't feel hot or cold on this part of my face, but I can feel touch now. Like I can feel the touch all the way around. Just kind of this chubby part of my cheek right here is still a little bit numb, but it's nothing like it was. I have a little bit of ongoing issues. So I just came back from the doctor today, and I don't. We didn't find any more cancer, but I had a lot of pre-cancerous spots that we had to take off, and she's worried about kind of some kind of dermatitis around the wound here, around where the scar is, the stitching. So she's got me on some special shampoo and some hydrocortisone all over the counter stuff. So it's just a precaution thing. My scalp, the side of my head, like I mean that was a lot of skin to pull over, and it was super tight. So my scalp is stretching. It's making room for this, and so I get weird sensations, especially in my ear here. And then I've got a bunch of red marks up under my hairline and my scalp and under my beard. And not sure if that's some kind of dermatitis or maybe that's just where the skin is stretching back out. But either way, we're gonna hit that. Now, like I said, it's been 11 months. So if you're heading in to get Mohs surgery done, even if it's a big one, because mine was huge. Like I mean, it was the size of a silver dollar. Even if you go in, it's amazing what they can do nowadays. So it's not the end of the world. Look, I mean, it heals up. You'll be okay. The main thing is just get rid of the cancer, and then stay on top of it. You got to make sure you're using that sunscreen all the time, even in the winter. You got to make sure that you're wearing a hat. You stay out of direct sunlight as much as you can. And if you have to be out there, or if you're out there barbecuing or something, you got a sunscreen up. It's the way it goes. Today, speaking of staying ahead of it, she burned off a couple more spots on my face. One behind this ear, on the back side of this ear, is had a pretty good little precancerous spot that would have took off had we not addressed it today. Not really wanting to get my ear cut off, so we went ahead and hit that pretty aggressively, and then a little spot on the back of my hand. And, I've got a couple on my back we're keeping an eye on. I had one here that I was concerned about, but apparently it's kind of gone away. I don't think it was actually any kind of cancer. I think it was just a bump on my face. But you start noticing things, and you should start noticing things. And even if you haven't been diagnosed, you really need to pay attention to your skin, to your face. Just wanted to give a little update on what's going on. Still officially cancer free, but not for the lack of trying on cancer's part. There's still several places on my face that, if left unattended, it would come back. A lot of precancerous spots. You just gotta stay ahead of it and stay on top of it. I don't figure there will ever be another day in the rest of my life where I don't have something I need to fight off, and that's just part of it. But it's worth it. I'm going to stay ahead of it. For folks that have other types of cancer that have to take chemo along with the operations and stuff like that, I mean, my heart goes out to you. As bad as this was, as big as this was, it still could have been so much worse. My biggest advice is still stay ahead of it, get it early, and then it's not that big of a deal. But if you wait for a long time the way I did, it could be bad. But that's the update. I was going to do a whole big 1 year later kind of video, and I just decided to do this today because I thought it was appropriate. I just came back from the doc. I won't see her again till April, so I go 4 times a year now. Every 3 months I go and see her, and we just address whatever is concerning me and whatever's concerning her. And the liquid nitrogen, when you get one of these burn off, if you've never had a spot burn off, when you initially have it done, it feels like a bee sting. Like, it's not painless. It's not excruciating, but it's not painless. It hurts. And then for about 2 hours after that, it burns. It burns like you've burnt yourself on a stove or something like that. And then it just starts fading out. And then the places that she burned off will scab over and bleed, and they'll look horrible, but it's not too bad. Right now I'm sore. My face is sore, so I'm gonna go chill out, get ready to go back to work tomorrow. But I just make these videos for folks that may be going through the same thing or getting ready to go through it, and I just want to put your mind at ease. It's going to be okay. Like, that was huge, but look at it now. It's fine. It's amazing what they can do nowadays. So just stay ahead of it. Do what the doctor tells you. Everything will be all right. Y'all take care.